5 million years ago, long before kingdoms, before cities, before even the first spark of fire, humans faced their greatest trial. The world was dangerous, unforgiving, and every choice meant life or death. But something new was happening. For the first time, our ancestors were not just surviving alone, they were gathering into tribes. And with tribes came safety, family, and conflict. This is the story of the first human tribes and the battles that shaped our destiny. The earth was changing. Forests that had sheltered apes for millions of years were shrinking. Grasslands stretched wider, rivers carved through dry plains, and with fewer trees came new dangers. Life on the ground was risky. Crocodiles hunted riversides, saber-toothed cats stalked the savannas, and giant birds cast shadows across the land. And here, among these shifting landscapes, lived our ancestors, Australopithecus. Small, barely over a meter tall, with long arms for climbing and sharp eyes for spotting danger. They walked upright, awkwardly but with purpose, searching for food, water, and safety. Alone, they were vulnerable, but together, they began to form tribes. Imagine a tribe of 10. At the center is Nira, a young mother, clutching her infant close as shadows move in the tall grass. Beside her is Taro, a hunter, scanning the horizon with a sharpened stick, primitive, but enough to fend off a jackal or scare away a hyena. And leading them is Aru, the elder, scarred, cautious, and wise from years of survival. They were not kings, not soldiers, but they were the first humans to discover a truth that would change everything. Survival was stronger in numbers, but with tribes came something new. Territory. Water holes were scarce. Fruit trees could not feed everyone. And when two tribes crossed paths, it was not always with welcome. One evening, as Nira's tribe approached a river, they were not alone. Another tribe was already there, taller, stronger, desperate. At first, they stared across the shallow water in silence. Then came the shouts, the throwing of stones, the flashing of sticks. No steel, no fire, only fists, rocks, and raw survival. This was not war as we know it. But in those tense moments, the first spark of human conflict was lit. Tribes fought not for glory, but for food, for land, for survival. And from these early clashes, the seeds of future warfare were planted. But here lies the mystery. Why did tribes fight, and yet stay together? Why not scatter, live alone, avoid conflict? The answer may be this. Our ancestors discovered something no predator had mastered: cooperation. Even in violence, there was unity. Even in danger, there was trust. They began to divide roles: hunters, protectors, mothers, gatherers. Each person mattered. And slowly, the tribe was no longer just survival. It was identity. Yet, this unity came with a cost. Conflict left scars, both physical and in memory. Those who survived remembered the need to defend, the fear of strangers, the loyalty to one's own tribe. All became part of what it meant to be human. And over generations, this instinct, both to protect and to fight, would shape every war, every kingdom, every empire that followed. 5 million years ago, the world did not know us. We were shadows in the tall grass, small creatures in a dangerous land. And yet, through fear, through struggle, through the dawn of tribes and conflict, we carved a path. From fragile families came tribes. From tribes, communities. From communities, nations. And all of it began here, in the African savannas, under a burning sun, where survival meant standing together, or falling apart. So the next time you see a border drawn, a flag waving, or hear the echoes of war, remember this. The first battles were fought not with armies but with sticks and stones by tribes who were only beginning to understand what it meant to be human.